Have you been denied a C1D visa and you don't know how soon you should reapply or what you need to do after this rejection or denial or refusal? I'm here to show you what you need to know and what you need to do as you reapply for the C1D visa. So guys, if you've never been denied a C1D visa, then maybe you'll not understand the importance of these videos, the importance of today's video. Because we're going to be talking about what you need to do after a C1D visa refusal or denial or your visa being rejected. Okay, what do you need to do? Do you need to reapply? Can you reapply? Or what do you need to do to prepare for your next visa interview if in case you want to reapply? Remember, cruise ships jobs application process is a journey. It's something that starts somewhere by you creating a CV, applying for that job, getting an interview, maybe your first interview, your second interview, and sometimes even the third interview. After that, you will have to pay for that C1D visa. So it's a process, and you being rejected a visa, it's so painful. It's so painful. I've had cases. I have had people who comes to me, Pauline, I got denied. What should I do? This is what they asked me, and they didn't give me a reason. Actually, guys, with the US Embassy, they don't give you the reason of your denial. Like, they will not tell you because they don't want you to start arguing. For example, if the officer, if the visa officer tells you the reason why I'm denying you this visa, it's because you didn't explain yourself what you're going to be doing in the cruise. You have, at that point, you'll have a chance to argue with them. Like, tell them maybe you didn't understand me. So they don't want that. They just want you to go and for them to attend to other applicants. And remember, these you've paid a lot of money for that visa. You had plans after the visa. You were to go and work in the US or on board cruise ship or on board an airline, okay? Because the C1D visa is for either people who are going to work in cruise ship or airlines. So what do you do after a visa denial, or what should you do? So number one, I want you to understand or to listen very carefully, okay? I want you to listen very carefully. Some of the reasons that can lead you to you being denied or your visa being rejected, it's because you have not convinced the visa officer that whatever your reason of applying this visa is what you're going to be doing, okay? And I know some of you would say, I went there and maybe I was asked one question. It's true, I went there, I was asked two questions and they approved my visa. And someone would say, I just went there, they asked me one question and immediately they denied me the visa, okay? So you need to plan prior to you going to that visa interview. Remember, I did a video a while back. I will leave the link to that video on the description box of this video on how to answer those visa C1D visa interview questions. But sometimes you need to know about the vessel that you'll be going with, okay? And this information is normally provided by the cruise company. After they give you the letter of employment, they will tell you the ship that you'll be going to, with the port of entry, and again, you know the responsibility. Let's say you're applying as a roundly attendant. You know the responsibility of a roundly attendant, because you might go there and the visa officer will ask you, what are you going to be doing in the ship? If you cannot explain yourself very clearly, okay, without you cramming something from internet or like reading maybe on your LOE or something, then you might get denied. You need to know your job's responsibility, because these people expect you to know what you're going to do there. you should also know your port of entry. Like 2 days ago, before I thought about doing this video, someone reached out to me, and they told me I want to reapply my C1D visa because I was denied. And I asked him, what was your reason of denial? Of course, they didn't tell him why he was denied, but this is what he told me. They just asked me, which will be your port of entry? He had no idea because he had not even checked where he will be, where he will be going when he gets to the US. You see, so when the visa officer asked him which will be your port of entry, he didn't know what to say, and immediately he got a rejection. Okay, sometimes I had someone saying that you can apply for a C1D visa without your LOE. My friend, if you've applied without an LOE and got the visa, well and good for you. But I remember a while ago also, there's someone who got their letter of they got their offer letter. Immediately they filled in their DS-160, booked a date, and went before their LOE was out. And then when they got there, they got denied the visa. Okay, so and after like a week, they decided to reapply, but this time the LOE was already the cruise company had already sent the LOE. They redid their DS-160 with the same information. You're not supposed to change those information. Remember, they still have those record. Actually, when you've been denied a visa, going back to for a second interview after denial, you need to know exactly why you were denied, because the officer, even if it's not the same officer that attended to you, they have the history about why you were denied. Because normally, if you've ever noted, when you go to a visa interview and maybe you get a rejection, they will type something or they will do something, or even when they're asking you questions, they'll be doing something. Okay, so you have to know the question they ask you, how long did they type, what did they do after that. You have to remember all those things, because they may ask you the same question. Okay, and if you do the same mistake, then the possibility of you being denied or your visa being rejected the second time is high. Okay, so I have some notes here. Okay, I have some notes here, and as I've said, if the visa officer feels that like you're not ready for this job, I know you're ready, that's why you applied, you went through the interview process, you passed your interview, they gave you the LOE, that's what you're ready, right? But if they ask you question and feel like you're not ready, then most probably they're going to deny you a visa. So the other question was, how long should I wait after a denial? So with this one, it just depends on you and the reason. But now today, because we are talking specifically for the C1D visa, I think you can reapply as soon as you can. Okay, you can reapply as soon as you can, but bear in mind, have knowledge of why you were denied in the first place. I've had people who have been denied the first time, the second time, they never gave up. The third time, they got it. Some have been denied like 3 times, Okay, I don't want to say the name because I feel like I won't be able to finish the name and I don't want to kill it. I don't want to kill the English word. So there are people who have been denied several times, okay, continuously. You go the first time, they deny you, the second time, the third time, until you give up. Okay, so if you feel like you want to reapply for this C1D visa, you can. You just need to remember the question they asked you last time you were there, because obviously they didn't tell you why they denied you the visa. Write them down, know what you said, how to say it better, then prepare yourself. Okay, know about the ship that you'll be going with, know about your duties and responsibility. I know sometimes it's very, what do you call it? You get at the officer who is interviewing you, and you're lost. Maybe your heart is beating because you don't know, you're anxious, you don't want to get a denial. At the same time, you're not sure what question they are going to ask you and all that stuff. But you have to be ready, and you have to be confident, and you have to be able to explain yourself according to what question they have asked you. It's always good to listen. Don't answer before. You need to listen very well. What did they ask me? Okay, what did they ask me? And then there's some positions that when you apply for, they want to make sure that you have, you're qualified. So in some instances, in some cases, you will have an officer asking you for some documents to prove that for sure this is what you do. Okay, you are supposed to be ready to provide it to them. Okay, even if you don't bring them like that day, sometimes they'll give you the yellow paper for you to go and upload that specific document they need from you. Okay, so after visa denial, you can always reapply for the visa, but you need to know the reason why you were denied. Okay, you need to know, like, you have to assess. The officer asked me this question, this is how I answered, maybe this is how I should have answered. You need to research more. Okay, and so that the next time you go there, because after denial, after like you reapplying after denial, it becomes even harder than a first timer like applicant. Okay, for example, if you went there and got denied a visa, and now you're going the second time, it might be very tricky. So you have to be fully prepared. And also we have cases of maybe before you had applied for a B1, B2, or a tourist visa or a school visa to the US, and you were denied, and now you've gotten an opportunity to work on board cruise ship and you want to apply for a C1D visa. Be very open when it comes to filling in the DS-160. Make sure there's somewhere they ask you if you've ever been denied a visa, even if it's 5 years ago. Please say yes. Okay, because they can always go back and check. They already have the summary about you. So guys, I hope this video will be helpful, and if you've been denied a visa, I'm very sorry, but you can always try again and prepare yourself, because if you really want to work on board cruise ship in one way or another, you will need a C1D visa. There are ships that don't require you to have C1D visa, but they are very minimal, and there's so many people who are looking for these opportunities, and you really need to get that C1D visa. So prepare very well. I'll leave the link of question asked during a possible question that I normally ask during the C1D visa interview. You can go through the video. You can refer to this video if you've been denied before, and I'm wishing you all the best. So guys, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, make sure that your bell icon is on so that you can be notified whenever